Hello students, welcome you all for physics session. Dear students, in last class we discussed about continuous charge distribution, right? That means charges can move. So number of plenty of charges are moving, and we'll treat them as continuous charge distribution. And in last class we discussed about the electric flux. I mean to say, dense formation of the electric charges, we'll call them as a electric flux. That field lines will call them collectively called as a electric flux. And related terms we discuss, right? And continuous charge distribution. And in last class we discuss about the linear charge density. Okay na? So on basis of the flow of charges, we have bifurcated three formal formats of continuous charge distribution. Those are linear charge density, surface charge density, volume charge density. In last class we discussed about linear charges. If charges moves in a linear form, lines, if they get started to work or move in a linear format, then we will consider them as a linear charge density. And at that fact, we'll get the fact is that E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral of lambda into dl divided by r square. Done. So per unit length we have to consider, so we'll take it as lambda into dl divided by r square. And now surface charge density. As we know, charge can move on surfaces also. So at that particular format, at that particular object, we have to consider the surface area also. How one can study? So surface charge density, that is nothing but charge per unit area around that point. Per suppose say I have taken this part, I have considered this portion, whatever the ds terms, that square term I have denoted now. So first of all consider the whole format, whole surface area, which looks like a circle, and in that I have considered only small portion of that, that is ds, small area element ds, and charges are distributed over it. Now so we are going to studying the surface charge density. So surface charge density mean sigma is equal to delta q dividing by delta s. This is the formula to use, where sigma is surface charge density and delta q is a charge distributed uniformly on surface area delta s. The electric field due to surface area will be, so nothing but we have to consider surface area. Area means we have to go for length into breadth, no, L into B. Simply surface area is equal to S is equal to the line integral of ds. So what do you mean by ds? ds is a small element area. What do you mean by S? S is a whole surface area. So nothing but we are considering the small element area ds, and in that small element ds area we are going to calculating the whole surface area. What is the amount of surface area of that particular surface? So S is equal to line integral of ds. If you integrate ds, we will get the surface area S. That's it. So now ds shall be treated as double integral of dx into dy. Why we are going to study the double integral here? This term you will come to know in integration part in mathematics. But as per instant case, I will tell you one thing is that on double integrating the double variables, two variables, we will get that complete solution. Because of that we have to use this double integral sign. That's it. So integration, differentiation, these all terms very briefly are studied in first PUC already. And moreover in second PUC, means this year in mathematics we are going to studying about in detail discussion, in detail study of differentiation and integration. So S is equal to integral of ds equals to double integral of dx into dy. Dx and dy representing two dimensional fact. That's what I quoted in surface area is area, length into breadth. So E is equal to the integral of dE. What do we know here? Here we just know the dE, that is mean nothing but the small electric field. Okay, what do we want here? We want total electric field E. So for that we'll integrate the small electric field dE. So 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught sigma into ds. How one can write sigma into ds? Look at this first formula. Sigma is equal to delta q divided by delta s. So delta q equal to what we can write? delta Q is equal to sigma into ds. The same fact we have taken here. So in the place of Q, we'll take sigma into delta S or ds. Sigma surface charge density, ds surface area. That's it. So Q divided by r square shall be treated as sigma into ds divided by r square. Anyhow, we are going vectorly, so we'll take the r cap. So is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon taken outside because constant. So variable are supposed to be integrate. So integral of delta into ds or sigma into ds divided by r square. Keep remember, surface charge density is a scalar quantity and SI unit will be centimeter per meter square. Coulomb per meter square, coulomb per meter square. That is coulomb, Q, coulomb divided by surface area meter square, coulomb meter square. Okay, move on to volume charge density. Very simple thing. If charges get started to flow and you are counting in them volume, so we have to treat volume charge density. So charge per unit volume around that point, that is called as volume charge density. You might observing here, I have taken some area here and through that I have noted a point P and will take a distance R. Charges are distributed over the surface and in that I have considering this certain volume. In that I have quoted a cube, you might are observing here. So in that particular cube, how much of charge accumulated, that is represented by volume charge density. Sigma is equal to delta Q divided by delta V or dq divided by dV. That's it. You may use dV or delta V. For instance case, I have used here delta Q and delta V. The electric field by whole volume will be E equals to integral of dE. That can be given by 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught rho into dV divided by r square. So what is the term we have represented earlierly? That is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r square na for electric field formula. Here we have considered the volume charge density. So we'll have to write rho is equal to delta Q divided by delta V. So delta Q is equal to, I have to write rho into delta V. The same terminology I have used here. Rho into delta V divided by r square. So these are three charge densities: linear charge density, surface charge density, volume charge density. So using these all charge densities, nothing but continuous charge distributions, we have to study the next aspect, that is Gauss law. Gauss, a scientist who discussed about electrostatics, about electric flow, about electric field lines. And in with all due respect, we have to study Gauss law of electrostatics. What does it states? First of all, keep remember the point is Gauss law talks about the charge distribution. It talks about the electric flux. Okay. Now, what does it state? It states that net electric flux through closed imaginary surface is equal to 1 divided by epsilon naught times the net charge Q enclosed by the surface. ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಥ್ರೂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೇನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಈಗ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದೇನು, ಪೈ ಇ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 divided by epsilon naught into Q. Nothing but you have to take, it will be equals to 1 divided by epsilon naught times of the net charge. Keep remember this, I'm stressing this word, net charge enclosed by the ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ನ ತೊಗೊತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ನೆಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಂಟು 1 divided by epsilon naught ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. It states that the net electric flux through a closed imaginary surface is equal to 1 divided by epsilon naught times the net charge Q enclosed by the surface. that is given by pi E is equal to 1 divided by epsilon naught into Q, where Q is a charge enclosed by the surface and epsilon naught absolute permittivity of free space, that is given by 8.854 into 10 to minus 12 coulomb square per Newton per meter square. Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. Now, in bottom line I have given the proof of the Gauss law illustration. So what they did here, you just consider an isolated point charge plus Q at center of a sphere. It is enclosed at a distance r at a point P. Clearly look at the diagram. So this is enclosure surface. In that enclosure surface at a particular point P, I mean to say at the center we have plus Q charge, and around that we may go through linearly, or we may go through surface on surface or surface area, or we may go through the whole volume we may consider. Okay na? Now the electric flux d pi due to plus Q through ds will be given by, as you know, d pi is equal to E dot ds. Anyhow it's a dot product, so E into ds into cos theta. Now electric flux through spherical surface will be E into summation of ds. We have to sum the surface area. So depending on the angle, cos theta will change. Now so pi is equal to E into, here it is summation of ds, no, sphere ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ದು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 4 pi r square. So as you know, electric field will be given by 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r square, and into 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square get cancels out. What left here? Q divided by epsilon naught. That is nothing but Gauss law of electrostatics. So pi is equal to 1 divided by epsilon naught into Q. So this is how we have to study the continuous charge distribution. So depending on that, Gauss has made a law, that is Gauss law of electrostatics. Well students, depending on these all laws, all charge distributions, we have to extend our discussion with different criteria, and in next session we will declare the applications of Gauss law, where actually we are studying the Gauss law, where exactly the Gauss law can be applied, how one can study it, how one can use it. These all things we'll study in next session. Okay, thank you.